In Afghanistan, a group of army trucks travels to the middle of nowhere to help a convoy that has been stuck on the road for a while. A staff sergeant angrily starts complaining about the waste of time, but this is just a way to tease his brother, who is also a soldier. While the staff sergeant fixes a truck, his brother tells him that they should be on the front lines and that they should join the Army Rangers. At first the staff sergeant isn't interested, but his brother reminds him they made a promise to fight together to change his mind. Suddenly a missile hits a truck, blowing it up and making everyone else fall back. Soon Taliban insurgents are opening fire at the convoy, so the soldiers rush to get their weapons and fire back. Trucks keep blowing up and the staff sergeant runs to try to take cover, but an explosion knocks him out. When he wakes up, he painfully removes a piece of metal from his leg. Then he looks around and discovers he's the only soldier who survived the attack. He crawls to his brother's side and has a breakdown at the sight of his dead body. 2 years later, the staff sergeant wakes up on a bus after dreaming about the incident again. He wears a brace on his wounded leg and has to take antidepressants. The bus drops him off at the Ranger training base in Colorado, where he joins the assessment selection program. In the welcome hall, they must hand over anything personal and put their names, papers, and ranks inside a bag. Every recruit is assigned a number and the staff sergeant gets 81. Because of his record he could be assigned team leader, but he turns it down. Afterward, First Sergeant Torres gives them a speech about what to expect. Training will last 8 weeks and it'll be extremely difficult to test their emotional, physical, and mental strength. If they make it to the final stage, they'll undertake a 24-hour simulated mission known as Death March, which is completed by crossing the finish line. That's the only way to be eligible to be a ranger. The training begins with the classic courses that test how fit and fast they are, although many rangers throw water at them to simulate rain. It's basic army exercises, but at the end of it, several soldiers are still kicked out for failing it. The second round is more exercise. This time it includes working out at night in the rain and staying underwater for long periods of time. As days pass, more and more recruits are kicked out. After 4 weeks, training continues in the woods. The other soldiers chat and get to know each other, but 81 runs alone ahead of everyone. By the time the others arrive, he's already going back. The recruits tease him for it, but he ignores them. During meals, 81 sits alone as well. The next exercises include climbing a rope over a river in hand-to-hand combat, so 81 keeps proving that he's better than everyone else. One afternoon, Torres asks the recruits if they have experience on the field, and only a few of them do. When it's 81's turn to share, the mood turns awkward because most of the recruits know what happened to his convoy. After a day of shooting practice, the team goes to have dinner and those who know about 81 tell the story to those who don't. It turns out 81 carried his brother 10 miles back to the base and got a silver star for it. When they try to ask 81 about it, the recruits are scolded for gossiping and punished with more exercise. On the news, reporters talk about NASA detecting an asteroid that will pass near Earth soon. As days pass, the exercises get harder and more recruits are kicked out. 81 always waits until everyone is asleep to take his medicine, but one night 7 sees him. The next day during a break, 7 guesses the meaning of one of 81's tattoos but doesn't explain how he knows, leaving him confused. The next few training sessions include simulations of rescue missions and combat. The explosions may be fake, but they also bring back 81's nightmares about the incident. For the next underwater exercise, 81 forces himself to keep moving by remembering his brother and his failure to rescue him, not wanting to be that slow ever again. This causes him to stay underwater for too long and he almost drowns, so the other soldiers have to pull him out and give him CPR. Later 81 is waiting outside his superior's office and watches the news, which announces that the asteroid is splitting apart. Experts believe this may be a cluster of smaller interstellar bodies after all. In the office, Torres and Sheridan advise 81 to quit because they're worried about his mental condition. He doesn't socialize and never got therapy after the incident. The sergeants think he's the most promising candidate, so they want him to quit instead of having to kick him out. After an initial outburst, 81 politely turns them down and leaves the office. When the inadequate recruits are kicked out, 81 thinks he's about to be kicked out. However, he's one of the few soldiers who has passed the course. Now the team has 30 minutes to gear up for the final test. The team celebrates their victory, but 81 stays stoic. In the hangar, Torres shows them a map of the terrain and goes over the deathmatch details. A classified aircraft was shot down behind enemy lines, so their mission is to cross the enemy's territory and destroy the aircraft so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Then they must find the rebel village to rescue the pilot. To everyone's surprise, 81 is assigned to be the team leader. The recruits get on the choppers, which quickly take off. They recognize most of the area because of their training, but there's a space they can't identify. A ranger tells them it's a private quarry, and if they come across that, they're way off course. Eventually the team is dropped off and they immediately hide in the woods. 81 doesn't know how to give a speech, so 7 takes over and shares some inspiring words. The group travels the whole day and only stops at night to rest. While on guard duty, 7 tries to share something personal, but 81 doesn't want to hear it. Minutes later, something glowing lands nearby, causing the whole area to tremble. After the initial shock, the team theorizes that it was just artillery fire and they're being punished for resting. 81 decides it's time to keep moving. The next morning the team sees an aircraft across the stream. It's not a normal model, so they think the Rangers put extra effort into the special effects. 81 starts making a plan, but a soldier interrupts to point out that this aircraft isn't on the coordinates they were given. He also says that his compass isn't working. The others check their